So in this video we are starting a very useful chapter. It is a chapter of grade 8. We are going to start this chapter of grade 8. It's called matter. Matter. So we are going to start this chapter matter today in this video. So let's start. First let's recall what is matter. I'm going to also make note for you on this whiteboard, so you can take the screenshot after this. Matter. So matter. What is matter? So anything that has mass and volume and occupies space is called matter, right? So this is the definition of matter. It is important. Anything that has mass and that is mass, density, mass, volume, mass, and occupies space, is called matter. So this is the definition of matter. Anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. You can also add volume over here. Anything that has mass and volume and occupies space is called matter. So this is the definition of matter. Anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. So let me explain this definition. For example, you have like this marker. This is also a matter, right? Because it has mass and it occupies a space. If I put this thing on the table, it will occupy a certain space, right? So this is the definition of matter. Now, a state of matter. A state of matter on the basis of physical property. Let's talk about this. A state of matter on the basis of physical property. Let me write over here. States of matter on the basis of physical property. Properties. So now let's look at the state of matter. How many states of matter are there? And the state of matter on the basis of what? Physical property, the physical property of the substance. So there are basically three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas, right? So first let's look at the first state, solid. This is the first state, solid. Like solid, this thing is in solid state because you can see it is in solid state like this. My notebook is also in solid. So every physical thing or hard thing you can say is solid, right? Definition chalo pause kar le. So its definition is anything that has mass, a definite volume, and a definite shape is called solid. For example, examples are ice, took, pen, brick, etc. So anything that has mass and a definite volume and definite volume
Count.
and a definite volume and a definite uh, is what is shape a shape is called solid. Example is ice, book, pen, brick. These are solid things. Let's start the second state of matter, liquid. 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 Anything that has mass, a definite volume, and takes the shape of its container is called liquid. Anything that has mass, a definite volume, and takes the shape of its container is called liquid. And liquid. Anything that has mass, a definite volume, and takes the shape of its container is called liquid. For example, here water, alcohol, oil, etc. These are liquid. Anything that has mass and takes and a definite volume and takes the shape of its container. Like if you put water in a pot, it will take the shape of the pot. Water, alcohol, oil. So these are the example of liquid. You can take the screenshot. So let's talk about the third state of matter. So this liquid, anything that has mass, a different volume, and takes the shape of its container is called liquid. So if you put water in a pot or any kind of container, it will take the shape of that container, and it also has mass and a definite volume. So let's talk about the third state of matter. Third state, let me erase this. The first state, solid. Third one is gas. Gas. So its definition is anything that has mass and takes both the volume and shape of its container is called gas. Anything that has mass and take both the volume and shape of its container is called gas. Anything that has mass and take both the volume and shape of its container is called gas. For example, oxygen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. nitrogen, etc. These are some gas: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. So anything that has mass and takes both the volume and shape of its container is called gas. Right? So this is a solid state. So we have now talked about state of matter on the basis of its physical properties. Let's talk about now what is next? Atom. What is atom? Let's talk about it. You can take this screenshot. So atom. An atom is the smallest particle of an element that has the property of that element. So atom is the smallest particle of any element that has the property of that element. You have an element, and let's say this is the atom of that element. So these are atoms, and these atoms also have the same property of this element. Like this is hydrogen, so these are hydrogen. These are atoms of hydrogen. So the hydrogen of the atoms of hydrogen will also have the same property as hydrogen, right? So this an atom is the smallest particle of an element that has the properties of that element. Understand? So now the word atom comes from the Greek word atomos. It means indivisible, meaning you can't divide it, right? So atom is indivisible, means you can't divide the atom. So this is the definition of atom, and it is the smallest particle of an element that has the same property of that element. So now let's talk about molecule. Molecule. Let me write over here molecule. Molecule. The definition of molecule is this. So the molecule. This is the definition of molecule. A molecule consists of two or more atoms joined by a strong force called chemical bond. So basically, molecule is two atoms. It consists of two or more atoms, like this, or this. So this molecule. So molecule is made of two or more atoms, right? So a molecule consists of two or more atoms joined by the strong force, and the force that joins these two atoms is called chemical bond. Chemical bond. We will also study this thing later in another chapter. Chemical bond. So this is the molecule. For example, the example of molecules are H2. In H2, there are two atoms of hydrogen that are joined. Two atoms of hydrogen in H2, right? So these two atoms of hydrogen are joined by a strong force called chemical bond. H2, CO2, O2. These are some examples of molecules. So that's it for this video. The next video of this chapter will come very soon, and that's it. See you soon. Bye.